This house sits beside a river, but it could not be too close to it. The site already had two houses, and both were damaged by flooding. So here, the challenge was not just to take advantage of the view, it was to build with distance, protection, and control. This is the Hudson Highlands House, designed by Jeff Jordan Architects in Garrison, New York. The house sits along the Hudson River, on a site with open views in several directions, but its design does not try to show the river all the time. It does something more interesting. It alternates. The house does not depend on one single grand view. It creates several situations. Right from the arrival, this already appears. You do not enter directly into a completely open space toward the river. There's an entry courtyard, more controlled, quieter. It prepares the transition between the outside and the house. From there, the circulation begins to reveal the house, little by little. At times, the house opens long, dramatic views toward the water. At other moments, it creates smaller spaces, more protected, more intimate. Before, there were two houses on the site, but they were damaged by flooding, so the new house needed to be built outside the flood zone without losing its relationship with the river. Instead of concentrating everything into one large volume, the house spreads out into smaller parts. These volumes create a sequence of outdoor spaces: courtyards, living areas, verandas, small gardens, and even more private corners. In some points, you look through the house and already sense the river. In others, the view is interrupted, controlled, framed. This makes the experience less predictable. Designed around the residents' lifestyle, the house has only one bedroom. Because the priority was not to create many bedrooms, the priority was to create spaces for real use, spaces for hobbies, for work, for focus, for staying. For her, there's a painting studio, oriented toward one of the outdoor spaces, with layered views toward the river. For him, a karate dojo, with a large opening facing the mountains on the opposite side. These rooms are not random additions, they're part of the way the house was conceived. The house organizes life around what the residents actually do, and that makes the design more specific, more personal, more precise. The social area opens toward the Hudson. Living room, dining room, and kitchen connect with the landscape. Large openings bring in light and turn the view into part of the space. The materiality uses a clean language, contemporary, with large expanses of glass, light surfaces, wood, and dark elements that help define the volumes. Nothing tries to compete with the landscape. The landscape design creates a series of outdoor rooms, not just a garden, but spaces with different uses, some more open, some more closed, some facing the river, others facing trees, courtyards, and smaller moments. This makes the house feel larger than it actually is, because the experience does not end at the walls, it continues outward. Light also changes the experience a lot. During the day, the interiors receive natural light through the large openings. In the late afternoon, the house changes atmosphere. The river reflects the light, the courtyards become quieter, and the volumes begin to stand out in the landscape. In the end, the Hudson Highlands House does not try to solve everything with one single view. It separates, opens, protects, and creates different ways of living in the same place. A house where the river is important, but it is not the only experience. The true design is in the sequence, in the courtyards, in the verandas, in the hobby spaces, and in the way each part of the house finds its own relationship with the landscape.